This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life.
Hello everybody, it's Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show, and we are here in the parking lot of a grocery store. And the reason why I wanted to do this video today is because a lot of people are asking me how much money it is to eat a raw food diet or a healthy diet, or can it be done within a good budget? And that's what the key is. The key is budget. Now, I can run to Whole Foods and get everything I need right now, but I want to try to find the best deals out there possible. And I travel a lot all over the country, and as I go to different places, there's much cheaper food I find on the West Coast. Produce is much cheaper in California and other places where a lot of food grows locally. Unlike here in Florida, we get a lot of tropical food, but a lot of things like avocados and greens are flown in here, so they're a little bit more money. That includes for chain stores like even Walmart or Whole Foods. The food costs more money. Now, another thing is time. A lot of people don't have time to drive around to all these little stores to find the best deals. But what I'm saying is, once you do it a couple of times, you know what stores have the best deals. And what I recommend is you make a list of what you're going to get or what food you need, and then you know after a time. So at first it will be time consuming to know where to get the actual food and so on, but once you know, make a list and stick to that list. Don't compulsive shop, and unless you see something on sale, a great deal, then you could switch up your thing a little. But so that's what I recommend. Now, just to give everyone a good example, I asked my wife this morning to give me a list of what food she needs, and she normally goes to the supermarket for us, but today I wanted to go to show everybody a couple of different places. And I will have Whole Foods on my list, but we call it Whole Paycheck for a reason, because it's very expensive. So we will have it on a list, but it's going to be last on our list. So we have some things on here. Now, we don't buy everything organic. We do our best to get things that are necessary and must be organic, like greens. Greens are always organic. Grapes and things like that would be organic. But the things with thicker skins or things that I know aren't as much of an issue will get non-organic, and that sometimes includes bananas or avocados, unless we find a good deal on organic. But when I look at the food, and I'll show you an example when we get in the supermarket, you want to look at how much you're paying for per price. So if something's a pound, let's say okay, something's $10 a pound, so now you're paying $5 for half a pound, so now you're paying $2.50 for a quarter pound. So sometimes you're paying like $1 for that much food. That's a lot of money. If like with berries, for 2 berries, it's a lot of money. So you want to make sure that you do things like that to know what you're getting for. And occasionally I might splurge and do something like that. For the most part, I do try to budget the money. And that's another thing that's important, is budget. Is having a set amount you're going to spend on money, so you don't just compulsive buy and you end up spending your rent money on food. So that's another important thing we want to keep in mind. But it is possible to eat healthy and eat within a budget, or within, not spending a lot of money, so to say. You don't have to, spend, give the shirt off your back to have money to buy food or so on. And also while we're talking about this, when it comes to the appliances like the blender and the juicers, those are helpful but not 100% necessary. If you have one versus the other, you want a blender because you could blend stuff up and then pour that blended food, if it has enough liquid in it, through a sprout bag, and you could actually make a juice. A food processor is great. You can do that as well, and a food processor does a lot. But you don't need technically any of these to do the raw food diet. But if you're going to get a juicer, if you have the money to get a Green Star juicer, that's a very expensive juicer. I actually think it's great in the long run because you get more greens out of the juice. But if you don't have the money, go get a cheap juicer at Walmart if you have to. Speaking of Walmart, they do have organic food at Walmart, which is something to keep in mind. So we're going to go look. My wife gave me this list. I didn't make up this list. We're probably going to go to several different places, but the next time I go shopping, I'm going to know exactly where to get these things cheap. It's also good to look at the sale prices from your local supermarket to see what's on sale. And again, it's wise to order through the mail as well. Some people go to a co-op and they order like a box of produce. It's wise, and you're saving money if you're going to eat all that food. From my experience though, if somebody orders like 20 avocados for the week or for the month, and they don't eat that much, then they've lost money. So if you're going to eat it or distinguish it wisely, then it's good. But if you're going to have leftover food or throw food away, then that's adding to your food budget. So I definitely say don't throw food away. Shop more wisely. It's wiser to shop at one time instead of spending gas and going all around town. But again, if you're going to have food left over that's going to go bad or you got to throw away, well, then that's not wise. So you want to make sure you're doing this with wisdom, and you want to take all these things into account. Now, I used to live in New York City, and it was much easier there to just walk down in any local store, and they have food everywhere, and you didn't have to really get in a car and use gas. Even though you did sometimes have to get on a train or a bus and use token money. Or I used to get on my bike, and I went everywhere by my bike, and then I didn't have to worry about gas, but then time was always an issue. But you're getting your exercise, and you're also getting your food at the same time, so that's not a bad deal. But we're going to look now, and we're going to see what we can get. And again, I know, let me put it this way. If don't let money stop you from eating healthy. You know, it's best to do organic, but even if you can't get organic, it's still better than nothing. Like green vegetable juices, organic is best, but I'd rather see somebody juice with unorganic than not juice at all. Same thing with eating salads. You know, organic is best, but I'd rather see somebody eat salads than not eat salads at all, saying it's no good. So we'll keep those things in mind, and we're going to look for as much as we can, raw, ripe, fresh, and organic. But we'll see how we do. And I'll do several videos like this, you know, over the course of the next couple of weeks or months, just to give everyone an idea. And one last thing I want to say is there's a lot of websites out there that sell food now, especially raw foods. If it's one of those prepared raw foods, like the raw food candy bars or snacks, you're going to pay way too much money if you get those online. So if you can make those at home, buy the ingredients separately, learn how to make them at home, you'll save a lot of money on those special snacks. But things like nuts and seeds, for the most part, you get it much cheaper online than you would in most stores locally. However, you're paying for shipping. But many times you can get good deals or even find things on sale over the internet. So that's something you want to consider, because nuts and seeds aren't going to go bad like avocados would. So even going to Costco to get them in bulk might not be a bad idea. But we buy our almonds online beforehand, and we get sometimes our pecans at Costco if we could find those. And then finally, the cheapest way to get your food is to grow it yourself. We have a bunch of collards growing in a yard at home, and that's going really well. So do the best you can do, and hopefully I'm going to go in these stores and they won't see the camera, because you're not allowed to have a camera in the stores, some say. So maybe I'll hide it in my beard, and we'll do that. So if you see some hairs in front of the camera, it's no, okay. All right, so here we go, and remember, if you have any questions or comments, just post them below the video. So we're going to do this now. All right, everybody, welcome to South Florida. The first place we're going to go to is this store called Don Vittorio, and this is December, everybody, in South Florida. This is Christmas, how we do Christmas here. You see the palm trees? It's absolutely beautiful outside, and this is called Don Vittorio's. It's what we call in New York City a bodega. Right outside they have all these different plants. They have cabbage right here, and these are $6 each, these plants. But if you throw them in the ground, you'll get more than one plant out of them often. And here are some tomatoes. So we try to plant whatever we could out here, and things grow really well here in the winter time. The weather's just beautiful. All right, right outside we see, you know, sometimes it's good to have a list, but sometimes things are on sale, and we don't have grapefruit on our list today, but if we did, it's $2.75 a bag. So that's $2.75 for 5 of these grapefruits. And they're not organic, but still $2.75. That's a pretty good price for grapefruits here. So we're gonna go inside and check it out now. All right, here we go. Here's avocados for 69 cents each. That's a pretty good deal, so we're gonna go get some of those. 59 cents for organic bananas. What a great deal this is. 59 cents for ripe organic bananas. Wonderful. Hass avocados for 99 cents each. We got the other avocados, so we don't need these, but even that's a good deal. At Whole Foods like $2 each, even unorganic, so that's pretty good. Here we have some Florida avocados, 99 cents each, and these are much bigger avocados, so this is pretty great. So we're excited about that. Here are lemons, 5 for $1. That's a great sale at Whole Foods. Like $1 each. This is a wonderful deal, and they also have limes. And limes are great on papaya. Here's persimmons, ripe persimmons. They're really ripe. Look at that, it looks great. Now,
They're 99 cents each, so I'm not going to get them. They're quite expensive. But if I wanted to splurge, I would get them so they're still ripe. But that's a great deal. Here are organic apples, $2.49 a pound. They're usually $2.99 a pound at Whole Foods, so that's pretty good. Here's some of the other signs. They have kale for $2.49 each. This is organic food in this local market here, so that's pretty good. And here's some of their other prices, and that's nice. Here we have some carrots, $1.99 each for a bag of organic carrots. Here's a dinosaur kale, $2.99 each. Here's some garlic. That's a pretty good price, $1.19 a pound. So I'm going to get some of this garlic here because that was on my wife's list. Here's a $1 each a bag of bananas, and I definitely getting some of these. $1 for look at all those bananas for $1. Now they're ripe, but I'll just put them in the freezer. Here's eggplant for 69 cents a pound. My wife likes to make eggplant bacon for me because I love it. So we got that. And here we got some romaine hearts. Let me fix the camera here so you can see the price better. But this is very expensive at Whole Foods, but it's organic romaine lettuce for $3.49, so it's a little cheaper. It's usually about $3.99 at Whole Foods, sometimes even more, but that's organic romaine hearts. And we need some celery, so here's some onions for 39 cents a pound. And 69 cents a pound. I'll get the 39 cents a pound one. Better deal.
Alright everybody, so we just got out of the store, and as you can see, I did a voiceover because I wanted to be a little sneaky with the camera, so I didn't want everyone to see exactly what I was doing, so I just did a voiceover of the prices. But we got great stuff, as you see. I mean, look at all these bananas for $1. I mean, all these bananas for $1, and I got 2 bags of that. They were on sale because now I had on my list bananas, but I didn't have on my list that many bananas. But how could you pass a deal like that up? Because these bananas are actually overripe, but or they're perfectly ripe actually, and they need to be eaten real soon. And I'm not at the point where I could eat this many bananas so at one sitting, but I can put them in my freezer and freeze them, and that'll last me a long time. Now, even a better deal is they had these bananas here. These are organic bananas. Now at Whole Paycheck, I mean Whole Foods, organic bananas, the lowest price you'll see them is like 99 cents a pound, sometimes even more. These were, I believe, 59 cents a pound for organic bananas. So that's a great deal. And I pretty much stuck to the list, but there were some things that I saw that I just couldn't help but get off the list. Like, I had lemons on my list, but I didn't have lime on my list, but the limes were 6 for $1, so I couldn't pass that up, and those are really expensive. One thing I usually have to get at Whole Foods is nuts and seeds, but I found some raw pumpkin seeds, and these were a great deal. I'm not sure how much they were, but I was happy to see these, and they're not salt, they're not roasted, just raw pumpkin seeds, and I'm really pleased with everything I got. Now, you saw everything I got here. Everything I got was $70. Now, that might sound like a lot of money, but if you consume this food wisely, and remember, the majority of what I got is organic, because this little supermarket had organic food. So if I would have bought all the stuff unorganic, it might have come out to, I'd say $25 maybe if all the stuff was unorganic. But organic, it came out to $70. And this food will take me about a week to consume, all the food I got here. If you do it strategically, that's without throwing any food away, leftovers that go bad, or stuff that I just didn't finish. If you do this strategically, this food could last me about a week. That's $70, and that's organic. And again, unorganic could have been $25 for the week. And looking at the list, it looks like I got everything on the list except 2 things. Now, one of my personal goals of shopping is to avoid Whole Foods as much as possible. You see, I actually love Whole Foods, but I know how much money it is, and my budget is more important than Whole Foods. So I tried to do as much as I could outside of Whole Foods. Then if I have to go there, I go there as a last resort. Now, Whole Foods is a wonderful place. They're just very expensive, and budget is important. So I got everything on the list that my wife gave me except 2 things, which was raw walnuts, which I could get through the mail, or I can get through Costco, which I'm probably going to go to Costco later and get some walnuts. And then finally, we have hummus. So we didn't get the hummus that my wife likes to get from Whole Foods. Now I eat 100% raw food diet, and I don't like hummus in general, but if I did, I would have to make it myself with some raw chickpeas. But my wife, she's a little bit more lenient, and she eats a little cooked food, so she doesn't mind if her hummus is not raw. So that being the case, I can go to the average supermarket and get this hummus if I find something made with some natural flavoring. So I'm excited what I found today, and I'm looking around, and I'll probably see some coconuts on the tree. I can get off the tree if need be, but I think I'm going to be okay here for the rest of the week. I found some organic kale. Again, leafy greens, I really like to get organic, and even in the regular supermarket they sell greens that are pre-washed, like spinach and so on, that's organic. But even if I had to maintain this, if I didn't have enough money to do this organic, I would have still gotten unorganic leafy greens if I had to. And again, for those of you that say it's too much money to eat a raw food diet, I mean, I just bought a week's worth of food for organic, $70. Would have been about $25, I'm estimating, if it was unorganic. And that's for one person. 2 people, $50 for the week. You know, $50 a week times 4, $200 a month. Yes, it is more money to buy organic if you choose to, but you don't have to. So these are some things to keep in mind, and I'm really excited because I can't even find bananas that are ripe, let alone perfectly ripe. All the bananas in the store I usually find are green. Now I have a couple of other shops I could go to and I'd like to go to, but I think I found everything I need here. And time wise, if I had time to go to the other shops I would, but I'm not going to just go there right now. Now I'm going to try to get the hummus so my wife's happy, and I'm going to get home and edit this video and get it on for you. But if you have any questions or comments, post them below the video. And farmers markets are a great deal, by the way. Farmers markets are wonderful. Out here in Florida, they even have roadside stands with people selling stuff on the road. Wherever you can get it, get it. Remember, every buck saved is a buck made. So it's a very wise thing to do. You don't need to make a lot of money. You just need to spend your money wisely and budget it wisely as well. All right, everybody, this is Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show. Post your comments and questions below. Until then, have a great day and a great raw life.
This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life.